Thank you so much, Professor Maynard, for taking the time having this interview with us.
Sure. And first of all, thank you for inviting me to have this conversation with you.
You had more than 20 years working over Penn, and interesting fact for Penn Graduate School of Education actually holds the most international students from China. They always have a large program welcoming students from China. And how do you see the policy start to change, and what is the best viewpoint or on this like a relationship, or what do you think about this current days?
My belief is that it is still a great place to go. I think the challenge is the admissions process is going to be more difficult. At least with the current faculty, I don't think the educational experience will be any less useful, exciting, interesting than it has been in the past. With the caveat that right now, federal funding for education in particular is way down. I do think probably the Penn is going to be unable to admit as many students as they had in the past. But I don't know. I mean, there's going to be more need for doctoral student, master's student, applied projects in the Philadelphia public schools, outlying communities that will be educationally beneficial and probably long-term beneficial. They just won't be as well funded. And again, the entrance door for Penn, I'm not there right now, so I don't know exactly how they're handling that. I don't think the educational experience itself should not. And the demand in the rest of the world, I don't think is, and hopefully in the U.S. we will rebound at some point.
Yes, a lot of parents recently, they start to question, a lot of them having kind of anxiety for deciding whether to send the children directly to the graduate schools or asking them to take a few years off the school, find a job.
I'm glad you asked that actually, because I will tell you that when I was at Mathematica Policy Research, which is where I spent the first half of my career, we hired a lot of students right out of college.
Oh, wow.
They would typically come to us. They were very bright, very ambitious. They would come, they would work for us maybe 3 to 5 years. And they would, that would sort of give them phenomenal experience to then know exactly what direction they wanted to go. I would say 80% of the people, the bachelor's graduates that came to Mathematica, we would go off to graduate school within, I always said my rule of thumb was 3 to 5 years. You just expected the turnover and you accepted it. And we accepted it because we knew hiring young people who were ambitious, who were interested in what we did, and who likely would go on some direction. And they might go into the computational, they might go into the economics, they might go into the statistics, but they would actually work across different, they would get a lot of experiences that would be very informative. So I think that is a really good option.